Just a few days after seeing the clocks spring forward, the U.S. Senate passed a bill Tuesday that would make daylight savings time, DST, permanent. The Sunlight Protection Act, S. 623, which will now go to the House and ultimately to the desk of President Biden to sign into law, could see the end of the twice-yearly habit of changing the clocks from standard time to DST and back. It was originally designed by Europeans to save fuel, the idea being that with more daylight in the evening, because of a later sunset, there is less need for artificial lighting. DST has been in operation for 104 years, though it was standardized only in 1966 by the Uniform Time Act. Is this potential change to our relationship with sunrises and sunsets and the length of daylight important? Is permanent DST something to cheer about? Or lament? Here's everything you need to know about DST. Daylight Savings Time, DST, is an attempt to push sunset back an hour during summer, instead of wasting that extra hour of daylight early in the morning when most people are in bed. In practice, its exact effect depends on where you live in the U.S., with locations further west in a time zone more affected by the clocks springing forward. In most of the U.S., notably not Arizona or Hawaii, who remain on standard time, DST begins on second Sunday in March and persists. This year it began on Sunday, March 13, 2022. That date saw the clocks spring forward by an hour at 2 a.m. Come fall, the clocks will fall back at 2 a.m. on Sunday, November 6, 2022. That will still happen whether or not the Sunlight Protection Act becomes law, because it applies to 2023 and beyond. So the final time most of the U.S. changes its clocks could be in March 2023. As of this week, the sun appears to be setting about an hour later than it was last week. It also appears to be rising an hour later, so the early mornings are darker. The clocks springing forward is good news for those that prefer to drive home from work while it's still light, though there is actually evidence that the spring transition to DST acutely increases fatal traffic accident risk by 6% in the U.S., particularly in the morning.